adore me. It's time for the tea party. Hush, Treacle.
I've got one. Why is a raven like a writing desk? Oh dear, oh dear! Ah!
You must save Alice.
Wake up, Alice! Wake up!
Mom? Dad? Alice? Mom! Father?
I can't see!
Get out, Alice!
Save yourself, Alice! Get out of the house!
Poor dear. After all these years, maybe that old rabbit will bring her around.
Save us, Alice!
Please don't dawdle, Alice. We're very late indeed.
You've gone quite mangy, Cat, but your grin's a comfort.
And you've picked up a bit of an attitude. Still curious and willing to learn, I hope.
Wonderland's become quite strange. How is one to find her way?
As knowing where you're going is preferable to being lost, ask. Rabbit knows a thing or two, and I myself don't need a weather vane to tell which way the wind blows. Let your need guide your behavior. Suppress your instinct to lead. Pursue, Rabbit.
So you have gone through the looking glass. Once more have you, but this time in first-person VR. A guide have I for you. Should you want an optimal way to experience what it's like to be her, to the link in the description go. Select the following, and into the main game, bin and base folder, leave them.
Our land is destroyed, our spirit crushed.
Reminds me of the asylum. Is there no joy here?
Slavery and happiness do not dwell in the same house.
When the path is problematical, consider a leap of faith. Ride the wind.
Once again, they are gate to press. Select the first person option. Press escape. Now you are the one. Well, where's the dress? Now, for VR to see, you need Vorpx to be on cloud profiles or username defined. DURGZORA and search for the game. Import and bang. Now that you are equipped in VR too, Traverse Wonderland, it appears I am no longer needed to hold your hand.
Stir up no trouble, stranger. The Red Queen's agents are ruthless.
I'm not afraid of her or her creatures. Never was, really. You should stand up to them.
Defiance is useless. While the Queen reigns, only death can release us from this misery.
Or her death, I suppose.
Meta-essence is the life force of Wonderland. That of your enemies is especially potent. Collect what you can. Use it wisely.
What's up, player? Yeah. Yeah, living there and talking here. Coming to you live with Daigo, VRified Games. How you doing, Daigo?
Hey Ed, how's it going?
Shit, alright. Tell me, my man, what is it we're doing today?
Well Ed, we've gone down the rabbit hole. And this time, that pun will actually make sense.
I guess it will when you tell me what we're doing.
Okay, today Ed, we're taking a look at American McGee's Alice.
American Vaginas what?
Okay. So this is actually part one of a two-part series where we look at American McGee's Alice series, which comprises of American McGee's Alice, released in 2001 and remastered in 2011, which is the version we're going to look at.
Your knife is necessary, but not sufficient. Always collect what's useful. Reject only your ignorance, and you may survive.
And Alice Madness Returns, also released in 2011.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, why these games are so cool is because they managed to out Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. Actually, when it was announced that Tim Burton was going to be making a live-action Alice in Wonderland for Disney, this is what I pictured it would look like. This was released way before. It's twisted, it's demented.
Everyone seems completely dejected. Are things really as bad as all that?
The truth would reduce you to a blubbering baby. Are you the savior Rabbit has been telling us about all this time?
I shouldn't think so. I'm a person. And just now, I wish to get very small. About this big.
Calls for serious twisting. You'll need to go sideways, not forward. If I knew how, I'd go sideways myself.
Not twisted, small. I wish to become about this big.
The Fortress of Doors holds such secrets, but it will take more than a wish to get inside.
Doors have locks. Locks need keys, which you don't have. Let's hope the doors are open.
And if not, there may be more than one way to skin a cat, if you'll pardon the expression.
Most unpleasant metaphor. Please avoid it in future.
It's got so much Tim Burton tropes in there. Like, you would swear Tim Burton had a hand in this. So, yeah. Needless to say, I was disappointed by his version of Alice in Wonderland. But at least we have American McGee's Alice, which is more or less Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, as the fans would have imagined it.
Oh.
Yeah, and American McGee, the creative genius behind both these games, he's retired now, but he was a video game designer, and he's worked on some of the best known video games out there for id Software, along with Romero and Carmack. He has worked on Doom 2, Ultimate Doom, Quake series, various games for id Software. Branched out on his own and came up with his version of Alice in Wonderland, and he's worked on various other things in between, but he is most well known for his version of Alice in Wonderland. Now, way back when it released in 2001, it was quite risque. Like, his version of Alice in Wonderland, it presents itself as a sequel to the original Alice in Wonderland, but also it could be interpreted that it's just the imagination of an insane girl who believes she is Alice from Alice in Wonderland and may or may not be responsible for the deaths of her family and is living out this fantasy life in her head. So very, very risque for the time. I think it's freaking marvelous. There's so many ways you can interpret the story and what's going on for American McGee's Alice and Alice Madness Returns, but I digress. Today we are focusing on American McGee's Alice, the original version. Well, the remastered version which was included with the sequel. Now, the remastered version is basically just a graphical upgrade to the original. It's otherwise the same. It's the same game engine, everything is the same. Oddly, the hint system has been removed, but it's neither here nor there. You don't really need it as you get hints anyway. So how did we get it into first-person viewer? Well, you don't need Cartoon Carl for this. It was actually quite easy. You see, there was a patch released for the game, and within this patch you get a whole host of graphical upgrades, but it also re-enables the dev console, which was disabled. Now within this dev console you were able to enable a first-person mode.
Only a few find the way. Some don't recognize it when they do. Some don't ever want to.
Now couple this with the official Vorpx profile, which we have tweaked slightly for FOV just to accommodate the new perspective from third to first person, and you have yourself American McGee's Alice in first person viewer. Now, why does this excite me? Well, this was built on the same engine that the Dr. Beef ports of Doom 3, Quake 4 and Lupus Fawn's Prey has also been built on, so might it also be possible that we get American McGee's Alice on standalone VR? Wouldn't that be amazing?
Rabbit told us a champion would come. Are you that champion?
Perhaps. Can you get me inside the Fortress of Doors?
Oh no, I wouldn't dare. Since the upheaval, we've all become gutless half-wits. I can barely risk crossing the road. But make your way to the mines, the deepest pit. There's one wiser and braver than myself who might help. He still lives free.
And as it stands, the Vorpx version we have on PC VR is fantastic.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. As I've stated many times before, Vorpx absolutely shines when it comes to these older games.
Every adventure requires a first step, trite but true even here.
Games pre-DirectX 11 seem to work absolutely amazingly well, and also given their age you're able to crank up the resolution, you can crank up the FPS, even on a potato like mine, you're able to run these games amazingly in VR.
I see. Well, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, so, all that being said, I don't think there's too much more we can go into with regards to American McGee's Alice. It was released in 2001, 22 years later, and it still holds up. It's still fantastic. The id Tech engine was way ahead of its time. There's so much that can be done with it that even today's engines kind of look back on it and go, okay. Well, that was kind of the industry standard where they switched from OpenGL to DirectX.
Hanging ropes are as good as step ladders to those who know how to use them.
OpenGL was superior, but everyone and their sister decided they're going to develop for DirectX instead, so that's a major factor behind that. But it still shines, and it still manages to outclass many native VR titles today. It's incredible. And woohoo! Wait till we get to the sequel, Alice Madness Returns. We've also managed to get that into a first-person perspective for the entirety of the game, so that's something special, and we'll be getting to that shortly. But for right now, just sit back and relax. There is a tutorial at the beginning that you can follow to play this yourselves, and yeah, enjoy American McGee's Alice. Yeah. Like, comment and subscribe if you've got any thoughts, queries, any critiques, put them down below. If indeed there are any games you'd like us to look at VRifying, put those down below in the comments and we will presumably get back to you.
Why do you pursue me to this deserted place?
To benefit from your wisdom.
Even blurred vision is valued by the blind. If I were clever, would I cower in this slag heap? I'm not wise, girl. I've just grown old.
I wish to get very small, no bigger than a mouse. Do you know how I might do that?
Only that? Oh yes, I could manage that. For a price.
I have nothing of value.
You have nerve and your health. Mine are nearly gone. I've seen too much suffering, and I smoke too much, you see.
What must I do?
In the Card Guard's compound, a particularly rough diamond holds a key. Retrieve it. I will repay the favor.
Yeah, VRified Games out.
Yeah, VRified Games, out of your mind. I'm pretty sure I've used that joke before. Considering this is a game about insanity, and I forget it, you know what I'm trying to say. Shit. VRified Games out, motherfucker.
52 pickup is a staple of juvenile humor, but when the deck slices and dices, it's no laughing matter.
You have the key. Very resourceful. Rabbit's confidence is not misplaced. He is no fool.
I certainly hope he is not.
Use the key to free my clan from the oppressive burden they carry. Any fight against the Queen's tyranny is a good fight. They've suffered...
I'm sure I'm very sorry for them, sir. Really I am. But what about me getting small?